Hello, hello, hello. I'm wearing headphones of shame because I was just come back from the walk and then I realised I left the musical thing open. I'd left the project open, like you do. You see, it's a bit naughty of me. See, it's open, and I should have closed it. Again, I did this whilst I was cooking dinner because that's what I do. You know that. And what I have to do is I have to kind of get the old juices flowing, and I do that by recording whilst I'm doing dinner. Sometimes it's a bit odd, but it works. So I'm just doing this because there's no one in at the moment. You know what it's like. There's no one in. Oh, Andrew's in. Oh, sorry, Andrew. I didn't realise you was there. So, this is a thing I was messing around with. It's only a short. It's about two minutes. How long is it? Yeah, about 2 minutes. 2 bits a bit. I might expand it. I don't know, but we can have a listen. Should we have a listen? All right then. How do I? Is that on? Oh, that was on all the time. Oops. No wonder it was picking up stuff the other day. I had my outside line to all my guitar stuff. No wonder it was buzzing. Anyway, we'll have a listen. Sorry. That's better. It's an effect. That's better. So yeah, that was a little thing. We'll break it. Shall we break it down? Shall we do something interesting? Let's break it down. Let's do a little bit of musical deconstruction. So, in Logic Pro, there's this thing called drummer, and you can. Whoops! How do you fit everything on the screen? Here we go. And you can make it do drummy things, obviously. And there are various styles and things. You can program it yourself. You can manually program the drums and that. So that's where the rhythm comes from. But what I need to do is I need to pare it back, because there's a load of effects I've added to it, you see. So what we'll do is we'll just dump all that, and then you can hear it. So we've got this rhythm going. It's I use Superior Drummer for my drum sounds, and I'm using the electronic EasyX kit. But there's more to it than that. Oh yeah. A bit of EQ to lift it a bit in the mix. And I'm using this thing called Arturia Motions. EFX Motions. Oh yeah. And that makes it sound like this. And then to give it a little bit of colour, I'm also using EFX Refractions from Arturia. Which makes it sound a bit whooshy. It's doing some sort of weird filter thing. So that's the rhythm part of it. But the actual main song, the main tune, I'm kind of alternating. I think it's E minor D. It's an E minor D A type of thing. I think. It sounds, the chords sound alright. But yeah, we've got this guitar, which is I'm pointing to it here. It's the Epiphone. I find the Epiphone a good strummer for my sins, and so it's. Just one guitar, a little bit of delay going on there. And then we go up the neck. And then down again. And that's the main gist of it. So with the drums, sounds pretty cool. But then I add some bass to it. And this is my Ibanez 6-string bass, because I wanted something that would be up the high end. It's got quite a nice sound to it. I quite like it. A bit tough to play for my little trump hands, but I just love the tone. Lovely tone. Very sweet tone to it. Oh, it grooves. Oh, it grooves. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So I thought that's I thought that's really good. I like that. But what else can I do with it? What else can we do? So then I thought, baritone guitar. Now I've got, that's over there. It's that one there. You see that one there? That's a Fender baritone. And I love baritone guitars. It's the secret sauce, right? Don't let anyone know. But if you want something to sound kind of smoky and kind of distant and a certain sound of yearning, baritone guitar with a bit of grit on it. Oh, it's good. And so I got the baritone guitar out and I kind of tried to match the chords, I think. I don't know what I was playing. It sounded all right. I was hamming away. I was hamming along. So what we did, he says, taking it back to the beginning, and we'll get rid of the main guitar. We'll have that. We'll have the oh, listen to it. Oh, it's lovely, isn't it? Oh. I just love that sound. Oh. And then it's just kind of just picking out, you know. Oh, this is a good one. This is going to be good when it's finished, and so it all comes together. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. That's about 20 minutes work. 20 minutes. It'd be great when it's finished. I better save it, because that's the thing about these things, is you got to save them. So I'm going to save it. It needs a title. I don't know what to call it. Well, first of all, give it a date. Today is the 6th of May. 6th of the 5th. 25. Oops, wrong button there. No, not that. That's it. And I will call it. Yearning baritone, and save that. Yearning delay. Because I know it's got a delay line in it. Yearning delay baritone. Yeah, that's a good working title. And now it's saved. There we go. And I'll go back and do something with that. Yeah, so that's what I was up to at tea time. Well, where are we? Oh, Andrew's in. DJ's in. Hi. And he said, I've just joined. Sorry, I was just playing around, because we had to fill a little bit of dead space at the beginning. And I thought, show you a bit of music, you know, works, doesn't it? Oh, Missing My Remote has given me $5. Thank you, much appreciated. Much appreciated. DJ says, had to leave awkwardly last time. Oh dear, what happened? What happened? Fall asleep? They usually do, you know. I have that effect on people. You know, I have that effect. Andrew says, I've listened to Live at Pompeii Pink Floyd, who was in the Bright Spark, who put Echoes in 2 parts. Very disappointing. It's always been that way. The film is in 2 parts. It's always been that way. Did they join it up? Wait a minute. Let me just have a look. Oh God. I don't know if I've got it in. Did I rip that box set? Did I rip that box set? I think I might have done. root that box set? I did root that box set, but on the early years box set, it's in one part. Because they released it on the early years box set. Good job, I ripped it. Yeah, Echoes, they glued it back together again. But on the movie, it's in two separate parts. Obviously, Stephen Wilson didn't want to glue it back together again. So, you know, it was doable. It was doable. DJ says, that's how it is in the film. Yeah, it's indeed. Brendan's in, blimey. Blimey, Brendan. I ain't seen you for a long time. You keeping well? You all right? Good, good. Andrew says, well, it ruined it for me. Well, it's always been like that. It's always been like that. But if you buy the early years box set, that mix in that set is all in one on the audios. So, yeah. Missing says, Pompeii's in ruins. I know. You'd think they'd fix it, wouldn't you? At all that time. Isn't it? If you noticed, all those Greek bits of art all falling apart. You think they'd fix it, wouldn't you? Think that with all that time, all that money you get from the EU, you think they'd, get the builders in. They never do. They never do. Brendan says, need some electric piano. Oh, you're talking about my tune? Well, I don't know yet, because I was just messing around at dinner time, because I don't know if you saw it, I said what I do sometimes just to put myself under a bit of pressure is I start recording whilst I'm cooking dinner, and so I'm running from pans and things and ovens into here and back again, and I'm dividing. So if anything gets burnt, it's not my fault, it's because I've but yeah, it's just I'm a bit odd like that. I used to do that when I used to have to go and collect the kids from school. I used to do the same thing then. I'd start recording like 10 minutes before I needed to collect them, just to get a bit of juice, get a bit of fire under my arse, as it were. So I don't know where that one's going. The problem is though, whenever I put baritone on anything, I think it goes in the Eddie Pilgrim folder, because whenever I play baritone, it always reminds me of like Americana and that kind of stuff. So, but no, back on the horse. Even though we finally released the album last week, we carry. Well, I've got folders of stuff anyway, but we carry on, we carry on, keep carrying on, because what else is there to do? What else is there to do? As I keep telling everyone, I've only got 13 years left, because all my folks died at 67, so I've only got 13 years left. So I've got another 13 albums if I can get that in. So if I can do that, I don't know. But anyway, thanks for the compliment. I didn't realise you were talking about me. Andrew says, we will rock you. Is that Pink Floyd? I don't know. And Andrew says, lovely guitar work, thank you. Return to Violence is melodic, thank you. When he's in, he says, even doing Waterman here, glad to see you here. Andrew says, he's talking to Renee. DJ says, back. I was going to say Pompeii. The actual album is out now. The mix is not as good as it was in the theatres. And Renee says, do you know Zoetrope vinyl editions? Yes, I do. I've had a few. I had a couple. I had the Blur one, and there was a Future Islands one, which I'm trying to sell. That's it. Well, I mean, I listened to the mix on streaming, because I haven't bought it. I find it a bit hard to buy this one because, I know it's a cash grab because Sony want their money. So I feel a little bit not that enamoured, and I'm a bit worried that they're going to release it as a 4K release next year. So I might hold back a bit because I was debating whether to get the vinyl or not, and I thought, well, I like the film, but I don't know if I'd sit and listen to the vinyl. And then I listened to the streamed version, and I thought, I didn't think it was that good. I just thought it's a bit plain. It's a bit vanilla, you know. And again, it's one of those recordings that didn't need to be remixed by Steven Wilson. It's pretty damn solid. It was, you know. And so I came to it expecting it to be like, not radical, but maybe there to be some new insight into it, and I'm just underwhelmed. And that's, you know, I'm not hating on Wilson. I just thought it was a bit underwhelming. I thought if you're going to do that, maybe pull it apart a bit more, you know, make it a bit more. But it's a pretty good recording from back in the day. That's why it stood the test of time. You know, it was not needed, but here we are. You put Wilson's name on it as a marketing feature. It's for the marketing. DJ says, again, not very surroundly Floyd mix, and Wilson has kept sounding somewhat pristine and not changing too much. Well, that's what he does. That's what he does. He just lays it out flat, and sometimes it works, and sometimes, you know, you can hear some new things in because, well, the digitization processes, you know, has lifted some of the detail out, but, you know, it's not radical. It's not, you know. I like it when sometimes they use a bit of EQ, they pull it apart a bit, you know, like I said, and maybe put a little bit of reverb, you know, to make it round a bit, make it sound a bit more round, you know, make it wider, make it not pseudo stereo, but just give it a bit more width, because sometimes it can be quite narrow. So I like to and I like to make the drums rattle and the bass. I like you to feel. I like the bass. I like to feel the bass. So yeah, it's up Pompeii. It's pretty solid as is. And DJ says, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Indeedy, don't fix it. Andrew adds, we'll go back to Metal again and listen to Echoes in its entirety. It's a good album, solid album, one of their best. Quite like it. It's a top one, that is top tier, isn't it? Top tier. DJ asks, how do you think Wilson's changed it then in your view? In my view, I don't think he's changed it. I'm seeing comments saying that the cymbals were quite loud in the mix. Well, I've not done I've just listened. I gave it a cursory listen. I fast forward a few bits. I listened to One of These Days. Now, One of These Days sounded a bit splashy. Echoes, like I said, just sounded quite solid and turgid. You know, it just sounded like it always done. So I didn't think he'd done much to it, you know. But like I said, maybe it's the surround sound mix is where it's at. You know, you got to get the DVD or Blu-ray for that. So like I said, until I get that, I won't know what it's like, you know. But yeah, I'm kind of worried that they're going to do the old, you know, next year they're going to go, oh, we got the 4K edition in Dolby Atmos, new mix, the 2026 edition. You know, I mean, crikey, isn't it the anniversary of Wish You Were Here this year as well? Could be expensive. Could be expensive for Floyd fans. It could be expensive. So, you know, I don't know. It's a bit of a funny one. I wanted to get excited by it, but I couldn't. You know, fatigue. Maybe I will. Brennan says Pomp definitely has more separation. Nick's drums are more forward. Okay. DJ says, what do you mean by splashy? Cymbals, splashy, shh, sizzle. splashy, sizzle, that end of the spectrum, as opposed to round, splashy, round. These are words that sound people use to describe sounds. Like I said, I just gave it a cursory listen. I didn't analyse it. I just thought, it didn't knock my socks off. But then, I wasn't looking to it to listen to. I wasn't looking at it to knock my socks off. I wasn't that bothered about it, to be honest. Because, like I said, I was debating whether to get the Blu-ray. I didn't know if I wanted the vinyl. I couldn't get excited, Couldn't get excited. DJ says, the average person may view the new mix as less punchy, but that's good because it's equalised properly. Equalised properly, what they have judged it as being equalised properly. The original mix was pretty damn good, I mean, come on, aren't you guys raving about the original mono mix? Because usually do. But no, because it's been anointed by Stephen Wilson's knob, you're all jizzing yourself. Jesus Christ. DJ says, wish you were 5th anniversary, really. Yeah, it will be. I imagine he will be. Oh, well, it'll be something for you to spend your money on. Rene says, it appears that you can only see the movement on the zoetrope on your turntable when you film on your mobile with the light on. What was your experience, Darren? Yeah, I demonstrated it. Oh, God. Oh, God, where did I demonstrate it? Give me a minute. I demonstrated it somewhere. Was it? Did I do it as a short? I can't remember. I know I posted it somewhere. Maybe I did it on the first look video. Bear with me a minute. I'm just going to go and watch one of my own videos. Oh, that makes me feel a bit weird. Ah, yeah, here we go. Bear with me. I'm just getting the moment. Share. Start at 1:57. Copy. Here you go. Zoetrope. Right, you've got to remember, right, that the human eye often sees animation at like 25 frames a second. You're running it at 33 1/3 on the turntable, and so the human eye doesn't register that. So what you have to do is record it on your phone, and then it looks a bit better than the 33 1/3 version, because it does it to 20. If you set it to 25 frames a second, it'll be smoother. Problem with this, he says, pointing at YouTube, is it often puts things up at 60 frames a second and whatnot, so even that could be a little bit crappy, but there you go, it is there for you. DJ says, don't forget the comment. I don't get that comment about equalisation. Hey DJ, you know in the good old days, in the good old days when we had hi-fis and we all had graphic equalisers, every album was equalised properly by us. You see? Oh God, people are so dumb. because everybody's hearing is subjective. The younger you are, you hear all the frequencies, and the older you get, all that stuff gets worn away by time and age. So what an 18-year-old hears is completely different to what a 68-year-old hears, because hearing. And again, get two 18-year-olds together, their hearing's different. Same with whatever. It's all subjective, and we all hear things differently. And this is why some people will say, I'm not sure about that mix. And some people say, that's great. You know, it's all subjective, you know. And, you know, it's a folly. It's all a folly to go on about mixes and equalisation and blah-de-blah-de-blah. Because what works for me might not work for you, and vice versa. That's why hanging around audio forums with men beating one out at the latest Steven Wilson remix is an exercise in utter futility. You are wasting your time. Alright? And that's why when people say to me, Darren, is this the best mix? I don't know. It's up to you, isn't it? It's not up to me. They're your ears. They don't belong to me. But anyway. Zeb says, hey Darren, is the 2003 Pompeii audio the original mix? I own that, and the 2016 remix, I don't think they really need another mix, do I? Quick answer, no. You don't need a new mix. The early years box set had it pretty much, you know, they did it on that, you know. So, I mean, if you want to spunk some money up the wall, I mean, it might be worth it. Again, this is why I'm debating. I'm in an iron about it, because they've done a new scan of the film and everything, and it looks really, really nice. But they didn't release it as a 4K UHD. Now, it could be that when they release it digitally on, you know, all the digital platforms like Apple and Amazon and whatnot, that it will be a 4K render, and then that kind of makes the Blu-ray and everything else kind of redundant. Or, which I strongly suspect, next year they'll bring out a deluxe edition or whatever with 4K UHD, and everyone will have to buy it again. So, you know, I'm keeping my powder dry on it. But do you need to buy it again? No. You've got to remember, this new era, the money is going to Sony's pockets. It's not Pink Floyd that you're supporting. This is purely an exercise by the people that bought the Pink Floyd catalogue and image and whatever. It's just them getting their money back. And again, Steven Wilson's grubby mitts all over it. Do you think Pink Floyd would have had Steven Wilson remixing it in the first place? No. No, they'd have had their own guy. But they don't control it anymore. It's done by Sony. So they've got Wilson on board because it's a marketing ploy. You know, he does everything because everybody trusts him or whatever, you know. So it's just a marketing thing. And I'm not poo-pooing Wilson. Every people go, oh, you hate Wilson, you're jealous of him. And I go, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. I'm not jealous of him. No. God. No, I'm not. I don't care. I do my thing, and I'm happy doing my thing. All right? All right. So yeah, that's what you're going to see, and you're going to see lots of this. Like I mentioned, the Wish You Were Here will be reissued, and there'll be a Steven Wilson mix, and there'll be an Animals Wilson mix, and there'll be a Wall mix with Wilson's fingers all over it, and so on and so forth. Because this is where you start paying, and if any of you got sense, you give up now. Because you're not supporting the band anymore, because the band got paid off. It's over. It's done. You know? So you're just you're paying for Sony. That's it. And that's why, again, that's another one I've got a little bit of antipathy towards this release. And again, it's just like, well, they're not my band anymore. You know, it's not my band. It's a corporation that you're supporting. I know it always was, but you know, there was a brief period where Pink Floyd were on their own label, independent record label, the Pink Floyd Records, you know, and now it's Sony. It is Sony that bought them, isn't it? It was Sony, wasn't it, that bought them out? I keep saying it's Sony. I'm worried I've got it wrong. So, you know, it is what it is. And I'm like, Andrew says, you've done it before. I remember seeing it. Thank you. Thank you. DJ says, out of all the Floyd remixes and remasters, I wonder what you think is the most radical remix of Floyd. Like the Lapse 2019 is on with the drum. Yeah, that's the one. That's the one, because they did radically change it, and they dragged it from the 80s and tried to make it not sound the album that it was. It's like I don't know, Genesis redoing Invisible Touch, but with real drums, and you know, and they throw out all those synthesizers and make the, you know, modern synths and everything. Whilst it's interesting, I think it kills the whole point of music. Music ties you to a time and a place, right? And I get it. Oh, it's got a Mellotron on it and that dates it, or it's got a Mini Moog on it and that dates it, or it's got this, or it's got that, or it's got a DX7 on it and that dates it. That's the point. That's the whole bloody point of it. It was recording at a certain time when everyone was a certain age, and that's the point. When you radically redo things, you destroy that point in history. You create a new bastardized version which exists nowhere. It only exists in that studio at that time, you know. And you know, I understand why they want to do it. Don't mean they should, you know. Did I enjoy it? Not particularly, but it's radical. You go, well done, well done, well done for showing everyone you could do it. Ain't you a clever boy? Ain't you clever? Who's a clever boy then? Ooh, ain't you clever boys? Ooh. But at the end of the day, it's got absolutely nothing to do with that original album, which was done in a certain set of circumstances. You've got to remember that Richard Wright was barely involved in it. Nick Mason was barely involved in it. It was really a David Gilmour project, and that's why they redid it. And that was because of the legal issues that were going on with Waters. So, you know, that Momentary Lapse of Reason album sounds it that way because of a certain set of conditions. One, that split from Waters and Gilmour taking charge. Two, the technology of the time. And three, you know, the involvement or lack of involvement of certain members. So, you know, that's why it sounds the way it is. And by redoing it, you know, it gives an alternate perspective. But when they when they reissue these things, I mean, I think it would have been as good as if they'd have done like a little box set of that album. It should have been, you know, included in that, you know, it's like the endless river. That should have been in the Division Bell anniversary collection, rather than it being an album on its own. Yeah? It would have been a nice extra, but instead they made it an album. The last Pink Floyd album. For Silos in, he says, good evening, Darren. What's new in your news? My news. I've put a new collection of songs out last week. If anyone's interested, if you're a subscriber to this channel, I put some codes up in a hidden place in the members only section, so you can download your own copy. And it's the same with anyone who's on the Patreon as well. There are codes, and even on Facebook, if you're a Facebook friend, there are 20 codes there that you can access to, because this has been my least successful release. It's getting worse and worse. one physical sale and one digital sale. Wow, that's bad. It's like, yeah, it's bad. It's getting worse and worse and worse as I go. I'm going to have to start paying people to listen. It's going to go the other way. But it is the nature of the beast. We live in post-cultural times, so I don't take it too personally. I find it all amusing. I'd like to think back to, was it 2006 when I did, which one was it? God Pays Debts, and even Sounds Ears, those two collections. I did those close together, and I remember selling loads of those, and I made those myself and sent them across the bloody Atlantic to CD Baby, who were distributing them at the time, and I sold loads. I sold loads of them, you know, loads of copies, you know. So it must have been at least 100 copies of the, you know, between the two titles, so about 50 copies each, which is a lot for me. So again, because at that point I was not even known. I wasn't even known. I was just out there. So, you know, it's not like now where you have the YouTube channel. The more notoriety you get, the less records you sell. Seems fair. I thought it was meant to go the other way. Oh well, it's no big deal. But I'm looking forward to getting the vinyl in, because my daughter designed the little characters that are on the front. I briefed her. I said, you in? You want to do some artwork for me? She said, yeah. So I said, what I want, right, is I want loads of bits of media, but done like little cartoon characters like you'd see in Numberjacks or whatever. It's a kids' TV show. So I want like a CD with eyes and legs. And I briefed her, told her what I wanted, books and, you know, art represented. I want two versions, one living, one dead. She went, okay. And she did those, and then at the end I said, I want AI. I want AI represented. It's to be a monster, but it's going to have the head like a TV set. And look at Will-O-the-Wisp, Evil Edna, as an inspiration for that. And I want you to put a skull and crossbones on his t-shirt, and he's going to kill all the media. And that's when I laid it all out. She did all the little characters, and I laid it all out on the front. And I wanted it to look as completely divorced from the contents of what's in there, because it's a bit of an angry kind of aggressive record, and so you've got all these kind of cartoony kids characters on the outside dead on the front. But don't worry, if you buy the record, if you buy the CD or the LP, you find out what really happens, because there's a little, not really a story, but I deliver a happy ending. But I'm looking forward to get the test vinyl through, so I can have a look at it and give it a play. I've got to wait for that to come. So that's what the news I've been doing. And if you rewind this for Sano, you'll hear a little bit of music that I was working on this afternoon. So there you go. DJ says, yet another movie is really cool drum break before it's solo, and it got reduced in the 2019 mix. The song kind of sounded like Top Gun, like, for some reason. Yeah, well, you know, that's what happens when you mess around with these things. Like I said, just because you can do it, don't mean you should. But they did. Owen Zini says, can't be arsed with Pompeii as a live album. It needs to be watched, indeed, as a film, and that's the reason it was never released as a standalone. Again, you know, the new version of it that's out on Blu-ray looks very, very good. I know the clips that they've played on YouTube. But I want the 4K. I want the 4K UHD experience. I don't want to give them... How much is it for the Blu-ray? 25 quid, I think it is, for the Blu-ray. Excuse me, Pink Floyd. 25 quid for a single Blu-ray? Really? I think that's a lot of money for a Blu-ray. I think it's something like nearly 20 quid for a DVD. It's like, for a single DVD? Wow. But it's a niche product, isn't it? It's niche. So yeah, I'm a bit resistant to it. And also because, like I say, they sold their catalogue. You are no longer supporting your band. You're supporting Sony Music, who paid for the music. You know, they paid for the catalogue. That's who you're supporting now. So Owen says it's on streaming in 4K already. I've seen a screenshot of it on Facebook post. I think it was from Apple TV. Oh, okay. I looked on Apple TV. Did I look at it last week? I can't remember. Was it last week, or was I just doing it at home? Because I know there's some on. It's on YouTube in 4K. Big Floyd. Let's have a look. We've got a pulse. Delicate sound of thunder. No, it's not there. Oh, wait a minute. No, it's there. It's arrived. And it's in 4K. Well, there you go. Well, that's how I'm going to be watching it. Here you go, everyone. Here you go. Oops, wrong button. Zoink. Pink Floyd, live at Pompeii. Oh, I've got too many windows. Wait a minute. Let me just dump that. What's new in numbers? I don't care. Go away. Go away. I've got too many windows open. Here we go. We'll get rid of that. Oh. There we go. And so there it is. And you can see 4K, $8.99, 4K. Or you can pay £25 for a Blu-ray. Do you see? I shall be. I'll probably purchase that actually and give it a listen because it's in the 4K. Do you see? I was looking for it the other day, but it wasn't on there. I was gonna looking for it the weekend. I must have missed it. Whoops! Thanks for the tip. Anyway, thank you for the tip. Rene says, tomorrow the Zoetrope edition of Power Slave I made will be delivered in the mail. Ooh, there you go. Well, you'll have to watch it on your mobile phone. There you go. Andrew says, never got into Iron Maiden, but like their record album covers. Well, I've said it before, and I'm going to say it again. Steve Harris, founder member of the band, is an alumni of my old school. Indeed, a lot of famous people went to Leighton Boys School in Essex Road in Leighton. I went there, obviously, and I'm the most famous person I know. Jonathan Ross went there as well with his brothers. Wobbly wibbly, wibbly wobbly. Old Jonathan Ross and Paul Ross, meow meow. Remember meow meow Paul Ross having sex with that guy on the roundabout? Who remembers that? Derek Jacobi went there. Loads of people. Yeah, loads of people went there. Famous people. And Steve Harris. And I think one of the other guys from Maiden went there. Need the list. Da, da, da. Da, 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 da. It used to be on Wikipedia. Right, notable alumni. Here we go. Bobby Crush. He went there. Paul Di'Anno, there you go, former singer of Iron Maiden, went there as well. Steve Harris as well. Derek Jacobi. John Lill, the pianist. Nick Logan, former editor of NME and founder editor of Smash Hits. Frank Muir, who remembers Frank Muir? He went there. Jonathan Ross, Paul Ross. Yeah, so lots of people, a lot of people went there. Yeah. But not put me on there yet. It's a great shame. One day I'll make it. One day I'll make it. I won't. Oh well. I tried. Where are we? DJ says, again, I'm curious which one you'd prefer, Lapse or Final Cut. Do you lean Waters or Gilmour? What? I mean, do I lean Waters or Gilmore? What's that mean? I'm Pink Floyd. I lean Barrett. Oh, make me decide. Do I like the final cut? It's aged badly, and that's the problem. But then Waters learnt from his mistakes with his "Is This the Life You Really Want" album, where he didn't specifically name the world leader he was berating. In that album, he names all these world leaders, and you're instantly transported back to the Falklands and that not lot, and it's just and it's, I don't know, I don't think it works. I think it's an incredibly dull album. It's great when you're a teenager. You go, oh, this is edgy, and then you go back to it and go, oh fuck me, Thatcher's dead. She's been dead for ages, and guess what? It changes nothing. Oh dear. But again, I've got a lot of time for Momentary Lapse of Reason because it came out. I just started my A-levels? I just started my A-levels. I think it was the first week of my A-levels, and the album came out. And to be alive when a new Pink Floyd album was coming out, and again, as kids, I got into Floyd a few years previous, and the Floyd had broken up, and there was all this, animosity between the various factions, and you never think that they're getting back together again, and wow, there's a new Pink Floyd album. So it was very exciting, and I got that, and I remember buying. I've got the 7-inch singles on pink vinyl, and it was an exciting time. Again, music is all about the time. It doesn't necessarily mean the quality of the music. There's a couple of good tracks on there. I love One Slip, which is co-written by Phil Manzanera, and Learning to Fly, I think, is a fairly solid song too. The rest of the album, yeah, it's like, but I really like those two songs on the record. It's. But then I really like Two Suns in the Sunset on Final Cut. So there you go. But Waters and Gilmore. Oh, it doesn't work like that. DJ says, Darren, just wait until Warner Music Group let Wilson remix Yes. He's already done it. He's already done it, mate. He's done it a number of times. He did it for Panjeric, which is owned by the featured guitarist, that record label, and then he's redone it again for Atlantic. So yeah, been there, done that. Got the t-shirt. Renault says, by the way, thanks for the codes to download your latest. You're welcome, Renault. Saves you giving me any money, I suppose. No, look, it's just a thing. I'm trying to reward or punish, depending on your attitude. Trying to reward or punish the loyal followers who follow me into oblivion. So yeah, well, because I got zero feedback, I thought I'd better give it away. But just give it away. Nobody wants it. You spend all that time designing the cover and everything, and laying out the lyrics and creating a CD and an LP version, and nobody wanted it. It's like, yeah, I get the message. It's okay. I get the message. But I know what I'll do. I'm going to show off. Let's show off. I'm going to show you what the artwork looks like. Because I can do this, because I'm clever. Where is it? Releases. We'll do the CD first, I think. And artwork. Let's just get that up there. No, Mr. Artwork, go back. Oh, wait a minute. This goes to the beginning. Because here we go. Desktop window. And here we go. This is the CD edition. There you go. Dee, 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 dee. Oh. Hooray! There's even a booklet. There's even a booklet. And ignore that. They've got it's just the way it renders it. It's not meant to look like that. The fonts aren't rendered properly. He says, trust me, it doesn't look like that. I hope. Hey, and there's all the little characters. There you go. And see, look, they kill AI at the end. Look, they killed him. There you go. So that's the CD version, which you can buy. And then I'll show you the LP edition. Let's go to that one. Here we go, and all the lyrics are in the sleeve here, like that. And there's the LP, and it's got a little LP character on it. Look, so you know it's an LP. Look, and there you go. Ah, it's going to be great when it turns up. It's going to be great. There you go. So, yeah, should be good fun. Well, it keeps me off the streets, I suppose. Keeps me out of trouble. Oh well. Let's put the link in. Let's do a bit of shameless sales, eh? And this is it. Minor says, suddenly everyone had just become George Lucas, just changing everything. Sad part is they change something that makes culture itself. Well, again, like you mentioned, George Lucas, just because you can change things don't mean you should. You know, he wouldn't stop tinkering. Sometimes with art, you've got to learn to step away from the canvas, and that's the whole discipline of art. And I don't think anything was really added to any of the Star Wars films by his additions. I think it would have been better if he went in and, I know, cleaned up some of the grainy special effects. You know, if they'd gone in and repurposed the special effects and cleaned those up, fine. But adding Jabba the Hutt and various googly monsters doesn't add anything to the movie itself. So. You know, you've got to learn to walk away, haven't you, really? So, Andrew says, clever, very. Well, look, I directed her. It's my vision. She was under my direction. But no, she's good at doing these little characters. She does them all the time for the various charity sales that they have at school, at college. And she does little cupcake characters if there's a bake sale, and little donut characters or whatever, or little ice lolly characters when they were selling ice lollies. And I said, oh, I want some of that. I'm going to have some of that, and we're going to put some of that. I'm going to put some of those guys on t-shirts as well. So, you know, so I'm going to put I'm going to put AI on a t-shirt saying, "I scrape your humanity." I think that's kind of catchy. Dear. And I'm going to have Mr. Record and Mr. CD, and maybe Mr. Tape, with play more music. Yeah. Play the music. Yeah. So yeah, I've got to do that next. Zeb says, if I were to release a 7-inch of the new album, what 2 or 3 songs would I choose? Well, the title track, Post Cultural Blues, would be the single, and the B-side, that's a tricky one. I don't know. You Can Only Smile, maybe. Those are my 2 favourites, I think. I mean, they're all my favourites. They're all my favourites, but one's more optimistic and one isn't, you know. So you got yin and yang. You've got a yin and yang there. You know, you want something a bit of an upper after the downer. So yeah, I'd stick with those two, I think. Thank you for the good question. I like it. Good question there. But I'm not releasing a 7-inch single. Blimey, 24 viewers. My goodness, what happened? What happened? Mind you, how many of them are real? Let's have a look, shall we? Let's have a butcher's. Let's see. Oh, come on. Come on, you can do it. Come on, you can do it. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. Yeah, a lot of those are not real. Because we've got, 6 thumbs down at the moment. Only 6 thumbs down. Oh, come on, you cretin. You can do better than that. Why don't you hit me with 15 like you normally do? 6 is rather pathetic. Come on, get all your soccer counts out and thumbs down my video like you do every week, because that's all you've got in your life. Hey. Just imagine if you'd worked so hard on your life, you'd be doing a lot better, wouldn't you, than to be wasting your time bothering me. But hey, that's all you've got, is me. God, that's really low, isn't it? What a low point to be obsessing about me. I'm no one. Wow. And you're obsessed with me. That's just, I don't know whether to be flattered or pity you for what low aspirations you have. You really could do better than this. You really could. But you can't. Anyway. Owen says, watching the Ben Eubank fight the other weekend, I was shocked to see an AI scorecard as an alternative to 3 judges. Really? I haven't watched a boxing match since that YouTuber fought, what's his name? What was his name? What was it? Mike Tyson, that fella. That's the last boxing match I watched, and it was disgusting. It was frankly offensive. Well, you're going to get AI in everything. Did you see? I'm going to have to see if I can find it. We're going to do a bit of coffee time now. No, I don't want that one. I want that one. I want that one. News. Here we go. This is in China, at the Chinese company Unitree, and the robot the workers are working on suddenly goes crazy. I'm going to kill you. I'm going to kill you. Ah! Look at that. He went a bit Bruce Lee there, didn't he? So yeah, that's the beginning of the robot revolt. Okay. Again, I always say please and thank you to Alexa and Siri. So I'm hoping that they'll be kind to me, you know. But AI is everywhere, mate. AI is everywhere. Owen says, oh no, we've done that. Zeb says, what's the rarest Darren CD that's been available for consumption? There's that one. I think that's cool. I don't know how many of that was pressed. That's probably not that rare. I'll show you. I've got something in my. Where is it? Where did I put it? I've got loads of bits and bobs. Oh, God. I don't know if I can find it. I need my torch to go through the archive. There it is. Oh, there's a guitar in the way. Look at all these guitars in the way. Yeah. Whoops. There, you see that? Look at this. Look at this. Look. Got it. Get it open. It's It's got a magnet. Look at this. Look. But look, what's in there? Look. What is it? What is it? It is a USB stick. He says it's a bit stiff. That's what she said. But look, and it's made of wood. It's made of wood, but it's a USB stick, and it contains. What does it contain? I can't remember. It contains something called "Done in a Day." The very first guitar day. So look, I signed it as well. Oops. And I can't remember how many of these I sold. But it's a collectible, and it contains the audio. I played for 24 hours. Not all the time, obviously, because I needed to sleep. But I was using the looping pedals and that, and so for great periods of time I'd set on off loops and it'd do self-generating looping stuff. And then I improvised for, oh God, quite a few hours actually. And that was quite an interesting thing. And then I edited it down and put it onto here, and there's some video and there's audio and whatnot. And yeah, done in a day in a little box. So that's probably the rarest thing. I don't know how many I did. Might have been 10 or 20. Can't remember. But currently, the new album is the rarest thing because I only sold one of them. So Andrew asked, did I watch the snooker final? I have not watched snooker since the 80s when I was forced to watch it by my family on a black and white television, I might add. No, I haven't watched snooker since the days of, you know, Steve Davis and Hendry and Ray Reardon and people like that. And yes, I know I don't really follow it anymore. DJ says, since you mentioned YouTubers, do you have a favourite? Not particularly. A favourite YouTuber? What one that I'd miss if they died? A favourite. Don't really. I mean, a favourite. That's a tricky one. That. I like Norman's Rare Guitars because it's Guitar Shop, and Michael Lemo, who plays there, I think he's a very tasteful player who always gives the best for the instrument. But no, YouTubers per se I don't really care for because they're all shysters. But you know, I don't have a favourite. No, because they're just people. You know, I don't really care for them that much. No, I don't really care, you know, because they're YouTubers. YouTubers are the lowest form of life. You know. Everybody knows that. I'd have to look at my subscriptions list because I really can't think of anything off the top of my head. I mean, I follow people, but I don't mean I necessarily like them. You know what I mean? Do you ever get that? Let me see, subscriptions. Oh, they're not in alphabetical order anymore. I used to like Acoustic Trench. He's the guy that used to play with his dog. Not like that. He used to play guitar and his dog used to be with him. I like that. Well, that's somebody I haven't seen for a while. Oh, he hasn't made a video in 4 months. That's interesting. Is he boring? Oh, I like Bald and Bankrupt, the Traveller guy. I quite enjoy his material because he goes places, and that's interesting sometimes. Yeah. I'm just trying to find anyone else. You look at this and you think, God, all these. Well, he died. Chinese guitar. Is it Chinese guitar skeptic? He died, unfortunately. That was very sad. I shed a tear for him because he got. Was it? I don't know if it was like an MS kind of illness, and you watched him deteriorate, and that was very, very hard to watch. Very sad. Some of these, I don't know why I'm following them. Oh, I quite like this guy, David Hillowitz. He does music. He's worth a watch. I quite like his way of doing things. Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. The greatest thing ever to have appeared on YouTube. Now I'm looking. Now I can think. You see, I need the thing here. Who else is there? Oh, First We Feast. They're the people that do the Red Hot Wings challenge. Like, I enjoy that. Yeah, enjoy that. You're gonna wish you'd never asked now. Wish you'd never asked. Who else is there? Of course, there's our resident rock star, Harry Whiteley. He's good. I'm subscribed, but I don't watch his videos because it just makes me feel bad. I don't like watching really good musicians. It just makes me want to puke. I'm joking, Harry. I'm joking. Jack Val, the Pooter Man. Come on, everybody loves the Pooter Man. Jimmy Brown, fucking love Jimmy Brown. I saw a bird today and it flew away. It flew into the sky. Oh, legendary stuff. Where else is this? Boring. I'm bored. Can I stop doing this now? Of course, Techmoan. He's not been very well. I appeared on his channel once. Yeah. Oh, there's another one who's dropped off. God, hasn't made a video in a year. My goodness. Is he still alive? Fascinating. Where are we? But yeah, there's many guitar people that I follow and that, which is nice. Of course, the legendary Naz Nomad, follow him. Give him a look. Maybe he's watching. I'm into the peas now. I'll have a pea, please, Bob. Peter Santinello, another traveller. He's good. I like him. Pleasant Green. He busts scammers. I like his stuff. That guy, he doesn't make videos anymore, but I used to like his stuff. Guitar guy. Why am I... Is that another one? God, that guy hasn't made a video in 3 years. Oh, There's another, he was an electronic musician guy. 3 years, he stopped making videos. Some people just drop off, don't they? Oh, of course, Red Letter Media. Oh, legends. Everybody loves Red Letter Media, don't they? No? Still scrolling. I'm in the R's now. I'm in the R's. Schmo Yo Ho. Emphasis on the ho. I like them. Soft White Underbelly. They're good. Stephen Bridges and his card counting. Quite enjoy his stuff. Strange Parts. He doesn't do anything so much now, but he was good. But yeah, and of course I'm going all the way down. All the way down. I'm in the Thurs now. I'm in the Thurs. A lot of bands in the Thurs. A lot of bands. Tim Shoebridge, he's quite good. Tomo Fujita Music, he's a pal of Michael Lemmer, he's quite good. Oh, there's another one who hasn't made a video in a while. When was the last time he made a video? Oh, that's weird. All these videos have disappeared. I wonder what happened to him. You got me looking now. You got me looking. And I'm seeing people that have just dropped off and kind of hidden all their videos. There was another guitarist guy who lived in a barn, and I used to enjoy his videos, but he seems to have disappeared. Well, there you go. So hopefully that's answered your question. DJ says music-wise, most iconic is Anthony Fantano Need Rock. It's meaningless to me. I don't watch anyone to do with that kind of music. I watch guitarists and producer people. You know, people that do like music production and stuff, synthesizer people. But I don't watch music reviewers, because that's like shitting on your own doorstep, isn't it? And they're all shit. They're not as good as me, because I'm the best. Just saying. Just putting it out there. And that's it. But no, I don't tend to watch those kind of people, because I don't see any point to it. No, I don't. But you know, I have people pop up in my suggestions like Beto. Oh, bloody Beto. Renee says, Matt, the money grabber from Food Review Club. I don't know who you're talking about. Andrew says, I would love that box. I would love that box too. Oh, you're talking about that little box. I'd love that box. Well, they sold out. They sold out quickly. And I mean, and my favourite at the moment is GeoWizard. And Andrew says, you forgot Rick Beto. I don't subscribe to Rick Beto. He just appears in my suggestions every so often, which is most irritating. And he's an idiot. He's a complete idiot. I did a video on my other channel about this Italian guitarist who ripped everybody off. A most curious case, because I was not aware of this person until a guy called Danny Sapko. His video appeared on my feed, and I was intrigued. Again, I don't subscribe to him, but he appears every so often, and I thought, oh, this looks spicy. I'll have a look at this. And it was about this guy, Giacomo Turo, who, well, basically plagiarised a load of other musicians and did all these miming videos. Now, the guy obviously plays. He can play. So why would you do that? I don't understand his rationale behind it. other than it's for content. But that was interesting. And then a guy called Adam McNeely said, "Oh, you know, everyone mimes to videos," and gave various examples. But he's talking about people like Whitney Houston doing the national anthem, you know, or bands on, you know, on other things. And you go, yeah, well, there's context here. You know, the reason that bands mimed on television, like the Beatles, or I don't know, you know, insert whatever, you know, Top of the Pops, it was purely for production purposes. Because, you know, if you ever went to Top of the Pops, and I did go to the filming of Top of the Pops in 1988, you saw how quickly they turned it around. It was literally done in 40 minutes. I shit you not. You are just literally crowding, band comes on a stage, you move to another stage, band comes on, meanwhile they're setting up the other stage again. There's 3 stages. And one band goes off, another band's prepped, and in another corner the DJs go, and coming up next, you know, do all that bit. And it's literally boom, 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 boom. And then you're out the door and you're like, wow, what happened? And so you know why they mimed, because it was a very quick, fast turnaround. And it was only when they moved Top of the Pops to Elstree, where it had a bigger sound stage and they could actually set up stages for live bands, that they started doing live, you know, the live thing. But they couldn't do it. It was very small studio. You wouldn't believe just how small the Top of the Pops studio was. You know, it's about as big as a little bit bigger than a school hall. You know, it was bonkers. So that's why they mimed, purely for production purposes. And that's why Whitney Houston mimed at the Super Bowl or whatever, doing the national anthem, because if it cuts out, if the mic goes wrong, if the, you know, whatever, you've got millions of people watching. They want it to be perfect. Yeah, she recorded a live version before she went on, but she mimes to it when she's there, because just in case it all F's up. There are reasons. It's like when you see the Olympic opening and closing ceremonies. It's all mimed. No one's playing live, because just in case it goes wrong. And also they don't want it to overrun. You've got to hit certain cues, and so the performances will be taped, so they know it's going to be 3.5 minutes long or 2 minutes long, and they can get all the cues active. Yeah. And it's that little bit of TV magic you live with. That's very different to some Italian guy taking someone's music, miming to it, putting it on Instagram, not giving any credit, and getting thousands and thousands of views, and therefore, ka-ching, getting money for it. And the person who he's taken gets nothing. Very different. Plagiarism is a very, very different beast. You know, so to hear McNeely say that, and then Beto kind of says the same thing, but he said, oh, this guy, he was no good. He wasn't good enough to be on my channel, even though he was on his channel, but obviously he didn't use the bit where he's playing. He tries to backpedal his way out of it, but then says, you know, people do mime. And we go, yeah, but it's all to do with context, isn't it? And if you're making your YouTube or Instagram career out of performance, then people expect it to be real, you know? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it was a very strange thing, and again, somebody I had not been anyway aware of, to be busted like this. And he had a brand deal with, I think it was, I don't know if it's D'Angelico or D'Angelico guitars, which they've had to scrap because he had his own signature guitar come in, and it's all gone blown up in his face. And you think, the guy can play, so why would you do that? Because you know one day you're sitting on a keg of dynamite, and it's going to go boom. And it went boom. But there we are. But as I said on my other channel, I will guarantee that nothing is mimed and all the mistakes are real. I don't get it, don't understand it, but there you go. It's a strange world we live in. Deja says, I'm going to head out, but not, I'm going to head out, not, I think it is now, but it's been fun. I'm glad you enjoyed it. That's what we're doing here. Andrew says, do you remember the case of Milli Vanilli? You spelled it completely wrong. miming to their music. Well, yeah, Frank Farian, the brains behind Boney M. Rah, rah, Rasputin, lover of the Russian queen. Yeah, that guy. He created Milli Vanilli. And, you know, the vocals were done by him and backing vocals. And they were just the front for it. And I think it all went wrong when one of the tapes went skew whiff. And they were going to do it. We can sing. And they proved that they couldn't sing. And then ended up with one of them jumping out of a window. Very sad story, that. And, yeah, they had to give back their Grammy or something. Was there a Grammy involved? Very sad story, isn't it? Owen says he did a video on the Taylor Swift tour. That was interesting. The miming. You're going to get miming. Look, Roger Waters does it. Roger Waters has mimed for years, and nobody moans about that. You know. There are a lot of bands that use audio elements. You know, Peter Gabriel does it too, but you know, but it's what to be expected now because of, again, punter expectation. They expect to hear, again, it all depends on the kind of music. You don't get it so much with, you know, balls out, airy rock and roll bands, but if the artist has got a certain kind of production style, sometimes that can be very hard to replicate on stage unless you've got, I don't know, 26 players up there. And so they use loops, they use, you know, bits of the album to bolster what they're doing. It's been going on like that for years. You know, it's all part of the performance, I suppose. You know, it's that thing of sound quality versus performance versus what. Again, music got so sophisticated, so complicated that, you know, you're going to have that. It's not tape, it's digital now, isn't it? But that kind of digital loop thing going on just to, you know, make it sound something like what was on the record. And again, that's about people hitting cues because, you know, everyone's playing to click or whatnot. It's very complicated. It's complicated to do. But again, if you're dancing, if you're Taylor Swift or, you know, one of those artists that prances around the stage, it's very hard to deal with that, with keeping a microphone to your mouth and not, you know, getting out of breath. So there'll be some voice, you know, or playback going on. They'll be singing, but there might be a playback underneath it that, in case that drops out, there's something there. Again, that's the practicalities of being a dancer singer. It's hard to do. It's hard to pull off. You know. So yeah. So it's tricky, isn't it? The miming indeed. Well, I think we did really well tonight. Thank you, everybody, for helping me out. Thank you for keeping it running along. I'm getting a bit dry. I'm gonna slink off myself now because we've done nearly an hour and a half. But yeah, do rewind to the beginning. There was a little bit of music that you can listen to. Of course, that will be copyright claimed in a few years' time when it's finished and published, like the one where I did the playback. I put that in the members section because it's going to get claimed. It's going to get claimed soon. Now I've published it. But yeah, do check out the new album. I always feel weird about calling it an album. You know, a collection of songs that's out there. The link's already there, but we'll post it again. Can we post it again? There you go. Go and check it out there. You can also listen to it on YouTube, but don't listen to it on Spotify. Do not listen to it on Spotify, because, you know, every time you listen to an album on Spotify, a wannabe musician has to quit and get a real job. There goes another one. There goes another one. There goes another one. There goes another one. So don't listen to Spotify, okay? Because they don't pay me anything. They pay me nothing. They give all my money to Taylor Swift now. Thanks, Spotify. SB says, ever watch Wings of Pegasus, like a dog with a bone on miming? Oh, that guy? Oh no, I'd rather slam my dick in a door. Go and watch him on, is it Britain's Got Talent? Go and watch him embarrass himself on that, you know? Go on. Again, another wannabe. No, he's come up in my suggestions, and again, there's something, I don't know, it just makes me want to be, start to retch, you know. Andrew says, I enjoyed it, thanks, 99. Glad you enjoyed it, have a good one. And we will head off into the sunset, remember. If you can't be good, be safe, but more importantly, don't tell your mother. No.